takes f5, h6 takes g7 for sure. Personally, I would probably recapture without too much hesitation. G6 takes, and g6 on the board, Peter. So a moment of truth for sure right here. Knight e7 check, knight d5, or knight I mean, probably I'm going too far with some crazed ideas of rook c1, queen a2, rook c7. I'm probably doing it in the wrong move order, but I'm imagining in my mind, Peter, that I want to get my rook to c7 and my knight to d5, so that...
Sorry, Yasser, in which move order? How you wanted to get that?
Exactly. I'm not sure. I was hoping that you would come to my rescue, actually. I think I have to start with knight e7 check.
Well, the point why I find it hard to come to rescue, that I feel that black is the one who needs to be rescued, you know? I mean, I feel like black is on the verge of total collapse, and white has so many nice opportunities. Maybe that's the only difficult task for white, to choose one of those promising possibilities. And maybe some of the possibilities might not be as good or as strong as they seem, but this position looks very, very risky, and I also believe very bad for black.
Okay, so let's, I guess, just begin with knight e7 check, Peter. Let's put that on the board. There was one line you were mentioning, Peter. Rook e7, queen e7, queen b2, or queen c3 check. Yeah, that was it. Yes, queen c3 check. And there was a bishop g4 that you might have missed. King e2, bishop g4.
Yeah, there was this line. Yeah, I wanted to mention, then I forgot to mention it. Yeah, because after rook takes g4, queen takes a1, queen f6, it's not, checkmate is threatening, but black has a very nicely timed knight e6. And somehow I have the feeling that black's defensive concept has to rely on rook takes e7 against knight e7 check, because whenever the black king moves to h8, then it feels like white can choose between many winning continuations.
Exactly. That's exactly the way I feel as well, that knight e7 check, rook takes e7 is almost obligatory. Ooh, we do have rook c1 on the board, and queen takes d3 instantly, not queen takes a3. Magnus intuits that he needs his queen as a part of his defense, Peter.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that how much Magnus feels that he has it under control. It's more like desperately he's trying to come closer to the king, and was afraid to bring his queen all the way to a2.
Right. The loss of the d3 pawn doesn't feel that bad. In fact, there's the d-file has been nicely opened. We've been mentioning that knight e7 check is almost for sure going to be met by rook takes e7, and I'm thinking that now I can even play rook d1. The queen would likely have to go back to c2, and then knight e7 check, and now it becomes even more problematic for black to capture the knight on e7. This, in other words, because I've now introduced the idea of rook d8 as a dynamic in the attack, that this attack looks frankly overwhelming, Peter. I'm just really having a hard time seeing a suitable defense. If you see a good defense from Magnus, let me know, because it's not visible to me.
No, not at all. I mean, the position looks so bad, just so bad strategically, tactically. I mean, the biggest problem what I feel about this position is that I don't know any argument in this position which is in black's favor. I mean, white has the more active pieces, has the very powerful bishop. White has all his pieces going for an attack. Black's pawn structure is damaged completely, so basically the whole structure is in ruins. His pieces are not organized, not in harmony, not able to put up any resistance. So if white comes up with a forced sequence, then I would not be surprised if black's position just collapses as it is.
Well, that says it all right there, doesn't it? And did we have a repetition, rook c1, queen d3?
No, I don't think so. It was just me that...
sorry. Yeah, no, it was our analysis. Yeah, I'm at a loss. I think that you've put your finger on it very well, Peter. You intuited it rather early that the move bishop takes e3 made White's life, it simplified White's life a great deal. In game one, we'll recall that Hikaru got into trouble. His two knights never got settled on f5 and h4. And the move bishop takes e3 gave White clear direction. So if this game does go in Hikaru's favor, I think you're absolutely right. You put your finger on where the error was for Magnus. Maybe Magnus was just playing for the outcome and not for the position itself.
Well, the point is that in years 2016-17, I analyzed these positions a great deal. And I remember that I was really shocked by the complexity, that it's not easy to understand, because first of all, you would love to understand what is happening. And then I had to realize that, in fact, it's not about understanding, because you finally understand what you are not supposed to do, but what you are supposed to do is not clear at all. And this whole position became more and more double-edged, but Hikaru played the move knight g7. He traps the rook on e8. However, I'm not sure that this is the maximum that White could achieve.
Whoa, it never crossed my mind. Peter, knight g7. You're right, it traps the rook, but okay, I'm a little bit confused. Okay, so if we play, I don't know, just the move that comes to mind, say bishop d7. The idea is I want to keep my rook on a8 so I protect my pawn on a3, and I'm hoping for queen a2 one day. So you take the rook and bishop takes, and now black has one pawn already. He took a pawn on c2, so he's got a pawn, and I'm sorry, Peter, I'm not sure I'm a big fan of this knight g7 decision. I just didn't see a defense to knight e7. So that's something that we'll have to ask Tanya, as well as our audience, what we are missing. Was knight g7 a good move, Peter?
Well, but on the other hand, it wins an exchange and still seems like, thanks to this very powerful pawn on h6,
True.
White has all the ideas that we talked about. Yes, black does have some counterplay. Magnus did play the move bishop b7, saying that he wants to counterattack the pawn on e4, but with the bishop on b7, Hikaru's f3 move makes perfect sense. He stabilizes, and if you take on a2, I can take on b5, right?
Right.
And if you have to pin yourself, then
I'm sorry, Peter. It looks to me like we're overlooking a queen trap. Maybe queen a2, rook d2, and king f2?
Wow, even this? Okay, I have a2. I mean, it's not...
Of course you do.
You can still continue with queen c3, by the way, but I mean, you are not setting my queen yet.
Not yet. You're right. I can still continue with queen c3 as well. Okay. For some reason, I have missed a2. Very nice. I thought that there was a queen trap possibility as well in the position. So after f3, queen takes a2, you were about to continue. You could just take the pawn on b5, Peter.
Exactly. I mean, you can just take on b5. I don't see why you are not supposed to do that.
By the way, that's a tempo against both the rook on e8 as well as the bishop on b7.
Yeah, I mean, still this whole structure, if we would be able to put back black's pawn to b6, I would say that there are some hopes, because you are covering squares. But with the black pawn on b5, with this structure, this is just looking awful. And one thing, because we talked about this, Now Hikaru is about to, and he did play the move rook d2. Okay, I just wanted to say that we were a little bit critical after bishop takes e3. On the other, yeah, and this position after queen c3. I did not like the move b5 from Magnus. This b5 move shocked me completely because I felt like the line we kind of debated with c5 followed by knight e6 made strategically much more sense.
Yeah, I didn't see anything wrong with queen b5 either, though, Peter, and I'm a pawn grabber. So queen b5 looked like a good munch. This one, however, there is the problem as I see it. I'm not just winning black's queen. There's the move rook a8, which has been played. And if I play rook d1, rook on d2 to d1, a1 equals queen. Queen takes a1. There's a queen c. Well, queen takes b3 too. I'm not okay. Every time I think that Hikaru's got this game in the bag, I'm less sure, Peter.
Well, I think he has in the bag. For example, this line also, it did look like, and Hikaru just takes on b1, a takes b1, queen takes e5, and he's gonna go bishop d4 and just checkmate.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's enough, no?
That'll work. As Michael Tull famously said, all you need is one win per game. And queen takes e5 with a killer threat, bishop d4 looks like.
And Magnus resigned, yeah.
We have a